Okay, so here with us now, Republican representative from Wisconsin, Congressman Duffy, and his wife, national spokesperson for the Libre Initiative. Did I say that right? An organization that promotes economic empowerment for Hispanics, Rachel Campos Duffy. Rachel's also the author of the book, Stay Home, Stay Happy, 10 Secrets to Loving at-Home Motherhood. I love that. And get this, they have 6 kids.
Yeah.
They're having another one. Number 7 on the way.
That's amazing.
You're amazing.
You know,
Mike Barnacle called them
really
kids.
Good.
Wow. Mike Barnacle called you amateurs.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Not
Barnacle
anymore.
has 7 kids. Let me just tell you.
He didn't know there was a 7.
I want you to know, this is what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. Because you drive around Boston and we're around Barnacle all the time. And so you think, but you spend a day with Mike Barnacle in Washington. You know what he does? He talks on the phone with his 7 grown kids and
solves their problems, gets them stuff.
Manages it all day. That's your life. Only for the next 50 or 60 years.
Well, some wonder how we get here. If you're in New York today with the snow, that's in Wisconsin all the time. So we're cooped up and...
I'm in awe.
All right,
we decided that, if there's a deficit in Hispanics, that by the way, there's an opportunity now to grow. We're doing our part.
We're going to
Yes, you are.
The Hispanic conservative base in Wisconsin is growing.
Exactly.
The book. The book. Okay, tell me, give me some of the 10 ways it's 10 steps? 10 secrets. 10
the book I wrote a few years ago, but the whole premise is that this is such a great time if you're ever going to be an at-home mom, and that it's a choice, and that because of technology and everything else, you can kind of still keep your fingers in the pie, and keep yourself. I mean, really, you have as much access to information as you guys have. So that's what I've done. I kept up my writing, and I've been able to try and balance a little bit of everything, but I primarily work from home, obviously.
It's an incredible job to be a mom.
It is the best job in the world.
But there used to be a choice. You could be engaged in work, or you could be a stay-at-home mom or a dad. But you're right. There's so many great opportunities now to be a stay-at-home mom, work throughout the day, drop your kids off at school, pick them up after school. I mean, very exciting.
Work late at night, on the laptop. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, but it is the best job in the world. It truly is.
You guys, I want you guys to tell the story of how you met, because you were a thoroughly modern media family.
We made history. So we both did reality TV. I was on MTV's The Real World Boston. She was on MTV's The Real World San Francisco. Those who don't know, MTV put 7 strangers in a house together from all different walks of life, made them live together, and you inherently get conflict and division just because people are so different. Yeah. We did a special. We met on TV. Our camera, our meeting is on camera, and we fell in love. And
yeah, the first moment we met is actually captured on camera.
We're the first reality TV married couple.
I'm gonna cry.
We're also the most fertile reality TV
You are so fertile. Oh my God.
Thank you for keeping that up for them.
Thank you for bringing that up.
My Lord, how long have you been married?
15
years. Almost. Yeah.
That's one kid every 2 years.
We're all old because, I mean, the fact that you could have a marriage and 7 kids out of a real world meeting tells us just how old we all are.
Yeah, I already knew.
It's actually sort of devastating.
I just thought that came out like a year or 2 ago.
This is why.
Along with
Libre. Let's go there, and then we'll talk. Okay, all right. Tell us about it.
Well, Libre is an organization that is devoted to helping Hispanics achieve the American dream that they and their grandparents and parents came to America in search of. And we believe that the way to achieve it is through economic liberty, through limited government, and through self-reliance. And so we are all about empowering Hispanics. We're on the ground. In a lot of ways, we're mirroring and taking what progressive community organizations have done successfully, which is embed themselves in communities, and we're doing that all over the United States in key areas.
That's a great thing. The famous saying that generals are always fighting the last war. I applied that to the 2012 race because Republicans got wiped out among Hispanics. And immediately people said, oh, okay, well, this is what Republicans must do. Let's put a Hispanic senator out, and we're just going to talk about immigration, suggesting that that's the only issue that matters to Hispanics. The fact of the matter is that so many Hispanics are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs.
They start businesses at twice the rate of the average American. They start businesses twice the rate. Also, after the last election, I think there was an impression that they were going to become part of this permanent liberal majority, And the truth is, we see right now the demographic that has soured the most is Hispanics, and also 55% of Hispanics.
By the way, a poll last month showed that the president was upside down almost by a 2-to-1 margin with Hispanics.
That's right, and they're persuadable, because if you look at the Hispanic population, 55% of them have voted for a conservative or a Republican at one point in their lives. So they're up for grabs.
I need to stop right now. I need to check that, Alex. Check that. It's either young voters or Hispanics. I want to make sure I get that right.
So, Sean, some advice
Hispanics have dropped by 20-some%
Hispanics are upside down.
in their,
It may not be 2-to-1. It may be among young voters. I've got to do that, or else I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
12 days.
I think it was young voters.
Sean,
I think Hispanics are about 50%.
So they dropped from 70-some% approval down to 50%.
We weren't going to correct you. That was fine.
Yeah, we're going to let you go.
We need to correct it in real time. So it's dropped 20 percentage points. Young voters, it's a 2-to-1.
That's right.
Okay.
Sean, wherever you go, whatever you do, whenever you speak, you just bring your wife.
Absolutely.
Seriously, you don't really need to do anything
far
here
smarter
today.
and far better looking outfit in the
It's amazing.
So I want to ask you about a story that was in the New York Times. I think it was yesterday, about Republicans sort of tempering their message. And the thing I actually liked about the article was it wasn't saying Republicans are racing to the center, Republicans are going to be mushy moderates. But it is, though. It is about presentation. I always tell candidates all the time, they come to me and say, "How do you?" I said, "Listen, I was pro-life and pro-gun, and I went through all the social issues." And I said, "You know what I did? I quietly went to activists. I said, I'm with you. I'm going to go up to Washington. This is how I'm going to vote, whether you vote for me or not. But on this campaign, I'm going to be talking about economic issues that are going to get independents and Democrats voting for me, too. Is that all right?" And it was all tempering the message. And it sounds like Republicans are learning, like we did after 1994, that the subsequent elections looked a lot different than the first one we ran.
That's right. And so, I mean, from my perspective, and I come from a very 50-50 district in central and northern Wisconsin, you have people that have, on our side of the aisle, that have a really abrasive tone. We can come across as knuckle-dragging Neanderthals on occasion. And I think, I mean, listen, I'm a fiscal and social...
I invite him on my show, and he talks about me. I actually say that all the time. Buchanan and I.
But I'm a fiscal and social conservative, but we have to actually take our message to where people are at. We have moms that can't pay the utility bill, dads who can't pay the mortgage. How does our conservative ideology and philosophy actually help lift them out of the place that they're in today and move them up the economic ladder? We don't do a good job of presenting that message, and we have to change how we're doing it.
And by the way, Meek has heard me say this 1,000 times in speeches, so we're not just talking about this issue today. But I said the problem with Mitt Romney was he talked about 47%, and you got the impression, voters got the impression, that he actually believed that. You could look in the polls. He said it even after he lost. But people like Reagan, Thatcher, you know, if you want to go way back, Hayek, believed that less government and more freedom helps a 17-year-old Latino in South Central LA starting work as much as a 65-year-old hedge fund broker in Greenwich. In fact, probably more if you believe what we believe. And a lot of people don't. We understand that. But if you really think it's about Wall Street, if you really think it's just about helping the, you know.
And the power of that 47% comment was a lot of those people in the 47%, they're our people. They're people who've lost a job, but they're the ones who believe in economic freedom. They believe in the American dream. They want to work hard and move up the economic ladder. And I think that left them out and made Mitt Romney unrelatable. But I would agree that even right now, if you look at what's happened with the president and his push for more government, more regulation, more rules, it hasn't helped grow the economy. We've seen it actually stagnant. And so I think if we can go back to a more limited size and scope of government, I think we're going to see better economic growth and help those in lower income brackets and middle income brackets.
And by the way, I'm sure you'll agree with me, we sure as hell didn't have that with George W. Bush for 8 years.
That's right. You're darn right.
Massive debt,
Congressman
$7 trillion
Sean
drug
Duffy.
benefit plan they didn't pay for. I could go on and on.
And Rachel Campo stuff. I know you could go on and on and on. Thank you so much. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, seriously, okay. 7's enough.
I think
can we just say that?
Take a look at what 7 kids have done to Mike Barnacle. You know, he's actually like a 55-year-old man. He looks like he's like 85.
My 5-year-old
It'll
son,
kill you.
The name should be, for this one, number 7.
Yeah, that was the name they picked.